I'm going to start out here. It's pretty simple. Waiver ad is Jerome Ford, the top waiver ad of the week. Jerome Ford. He needs to be the top waiver ad for you, especially if you're a Nick Chubb owner. There's a chance they call up Kareem Hunt and they bring him back. I'm guessing this relationship is pretty severed and that Kareem Hunt doesn't want to be like, okay, against you called back. Hey, dude, I'm going to see my ex-girlfriend. She called me again. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's what he's going to end up doing. I wish I knew for sure right now and could tell you. Definitely go spend your waiver priority or your fab on Kareem Hunt or Jerome Ford. My guess is Jerome Ford. He looked pretty good. I mean, the play right after Nick Chubb gets hurt, Jerome Ford catches a touchdown. He could have looked anywhere, and he found a guy who got himself open and made himself available for a touchdown. I think that adds a little trust from Deshaun Watson. Jerome Ford is my top waiver ad. Not much to it. When a guy goes down like Nick Chubb, the guy next man up is got to be a guy that you want on your team. That's where I'm at.
He is legit, though. This isn't just get a starting running back. Man. 16 carries, 106 yards, and was an eyelash short of scoring on that 70-yard run, plus the receiving touchdown. I don't care. I'll say it. This dude is built for tough. Jerome Ford is going to do very well for the Browns. Yeah. And he's the obvious waiver wire ad. I'm thankful I'm the number one waiver wire priority in one of my leagues because I just getting forward.
There you go.
Ready to roll. But
yeah, I think last thing I'll say
good.
Here is that this isn't just a random guy that popped up. This guy Jerome Ford was getting buzz in camp. He was being talked about as, hey, this offense has utilized 2 running backs. He seems to be stepping into the Kareem Hunt role. It's not like he's a random guy. It's not like he's just like, oh, this guy was, I guess, getting a couple carries a game, and now he's going to slot in. Now, Jerome Ford had been talked about a lot by the Browns beat writers. He is a guy that I think they trust, and if I really am, it's a guess right now, but my best guess is that Jerome Ford is going to be who they are riding with for the rest of the season. So if we hear anything else, we will let you guys know immediately. But Jerome Ford should be your top waiver ad, in my opinion.
And he was there with the Browns. I mean, he's filled in for Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in previous years. So he knows this offense. I know it's a little different with Deshaun Watson, but it's not just get the next guy up, as we're saying already. He's good.
100%.
He's very good.
Yeah. Wes, hit me with a waiver ad. In your eyes, who's the top guy? We might have talked about him a little bit already. Let me know who it is.
We did, and obviously the number one waiver wire ad is Jerome Ford. But if you can't get him and you want to put in your second claim, I'm going to say that Tank Dell is the waiver wire ad after Jerome Ford. 20 points is no joke, my friends. What he did as a rookie-to-rookie connection, something I like about that there. But 10 targets is really good. 72 yards off of 7 catches. What I like about that, something that is worth noting that George Pickens did last night, was it was a lot of yards off of just a short amount of catches, a few amount of catches. 4 catches, 127 yards for George Pickens, 121 yards. Okay, that's fine. I like what may happen there with Pickens. But Tank Dell, 7 catches, 72 yards. That is sustainable. That is someone that is targeted and used and fulfills the promises of the receptions as well. Plus, he gets into the end zone. When you do that, I know Nico Collins is there and will do well, and we both think Nico Collins is for real. But Nico Collins was drafted because people wanted to just try to take a shot on the wide receiver 1. Tank Dell is good. Tank Dell is part of that team. In fact, Tank Dell had a 79% snap count where Nico Collins had a 62% snap count. So he's on the field a whole lot. The only other wide receiver that's seen more action on the field is Robert Woods, who, okay, it's Tank Dell. I like him. I hope if you were able to snag both of them, that'll be great news for you. Obviously, you go for Jerome Ford, but use Tank Dell as your second option for waiver wires. I like him a lot. Yeah,
I do too. And he was a guy that coming into Monday Night Football, we were actually going do a 4th and troll double down on the waiver wire. We both were in so much on Tank Dell and not so much on anybody else that it was just like, boom, Tank Dell's got to be the guy. And then obviously we got to talk about Jerome Ford because Nick Chubb goes down. A couple other guys real quick, just because we need to mention them. If you can't get either of these guys, if you want to put in an extra priority waiver, whatever. If Kyron Williams is out there, put in a waiver priority. If for some reason Puka Nacua is out there, my goodness, you are playing with erasers for league mates. And also, go get him on your waiver wire if he is for some reason there. Those are the two guys that I got. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. If there's anybody else that was like obvious.
Josh
Matt
Reynolds
Breida, I guess
for the next
maybe.
couple of
Josh
weeks.
Reynolds, maybe. Yeah. Let's move on here. My goodness. That was kind of mean. Sorry, guys. If you're
that
listening
sick burn.
And Puka Nacua is out there, you're not an eraser. I value you and you matter very much. Okay.